Hi, goblins. Everybody say hi, goblins.
Hey, goblins.
Hi, goblins, and welcome to the very first episode of Goblonia, Smash the Patriarchy. I don't know why I put that in quotes. That is what it's called, I guess. So the quotes are unnecessary. Put on by Wilkins Unseelie Chocolates and Coffee and Teas. I might have said that in the opposite order. We're here to play some little Goblin Chaos. We are joined by a wonderful audience of friends and family who were paid to laugh at all of our really good jokes.
Paid in chocolate and coffee.
Yeah, well, and the fact we had to pay them was a little rude because they should just laugh at our jokes, but, you know, just kidding. So we're going to have our little start here. Hang on. Welcome to Goblonia. A very big city run by, well, what used to be sovereign goblins before an attack came through their walls at actually Burnside, if you want to pull it up on the map.
Burnside?
And then the Fae, who'd been in their business for quite some time before they got their sovereignty, decided to come back and start meddling in their business again. The Queen of the Fae, Titania, is kind of our least favorite Fae, if we had to, like, categorize it. Boo! Boo! Anyway, we find ourselves on a beautiful morning. The birds are singing little songs, and our imaginary camera pans down over this vast city. Built around a discarded or dilapidated mage's tower, the city has grown and grown over the years, stacking different parts of it on top of itself, and just literally growing out and growing vertical for quite some time. So we have, just to get a little sense of our area here, we have a 3-layered city. Our sort of slops at the bottom where our forest goblins live, our mid-level terrace where our, well guys, guess what? Mid-level goblins live. And then the tops, which I like to think of as a very fancy place for very fancy goblins. So we get these sweeping scenes, birds. I guess there's probably like a church bell or something, but I don't know what church goblins go to. But it seems like the Notre Dame aesthetic I want to go for here. And our camera sort of follows down in a busy area. One Fen. I don't think we have last names as goblins, which is the longest last name of all time I've just made up.
Need more than one name?
18 names, depending on the goblin, I suppose. Fen, would you like to introduce yourself as a player and as a character for us?
Well, that boring guy's does some architecture and has been in theater and film for years, and I don't know.
Whatever.
Likes to swing swords around, I hear. Runs a school called Academia de Oratoria. Teaches fencing, and generally gets up to whatever trouble he can get into. Kind of like Finn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm Finn. I'm kind of the vagabond of goblins, and my background is that I'm a rigger, so I, do things like rig up your tall ship, or since we're in a freaking city with no ocean. Whose idea was that?
I don't know. That'd be crazy. Who would say something like that?
If you see him building shit and there's a piece of lumber swinging across the street and some crazy goblin standing on top of it going after it, going over your head, so I was probably behind
it's
it.
Probably yeah. That makes a lot of sense. What are you doing right now? What does your sort of morning look like, Fen? On your way to...
Well, I'm just, up in the second story over, the soup kitchen.
Oh, yeah. So
hanging out in my hammock, probably just getting up and probably, having a pipe.
Having a little pipe. Mm-hmm. So we find Fen resting in a hammock on the second floor patio area of the brothel. A lovely little business that sits just on the edge of the sunken market. An area of Goblonia that fell downwards many, many years ago. And apparently, right at the cusp was our brothel. Half of the building falling into it, half of the building staying up. It is hodgepodge. There are several different styles of building added on as time has gone. It's not very cohesive, and so we've got a little bit of French Quarter, we get a little bit of an old tavern, very, I guess, Burton-esque. We have a big roof that sort of curves over and dips down and looks into a window. And you just sit there swinging in this beautiful day. There's a lot of hustle and bustle in the brothel. It's like a 24-hour space. Outside, you can smell soup cooking in the distance, and on a small chalkboard sign, we see onion soup is on special today.
The aromas are to die for.
A little window opens up, and one of the girls who works at the brothel, Minestrone, opens the window, and says, "Do you need anything before your day gets started, Fen?"
Oh, you know I always do, and you keep telling me no.
Yeah, well, I was talking about breakfast, but whatever. And she gives you like a little wink and then like shuts the door, and there's like maybe left a little like biscuit or scone with like a plate with like a little bit of jam on it. And yeah, gives you a big wink and like shuts the shutters and heads down. The camera then is going to pan over towards Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
Snyder, would you introduce yourself, both player and character, for the audience and for the audience?
Well, thank you all. I'm Manny. I am one of the proprietors here at Wilkins, and I just love to game. I've been playing games for my entire life since I was like 12, and the idea to do it in front of an audience is exhilarating and also absurd as hell. So I really thank you all. Snyder is he is a swindler. He spends his days traveling between the 3 different markets in Goblonia, where he's a fence and a collector. So he loves items both owned and stolen. It really doesn't really matter to him. But his favorite thing to do is to find knickknacks that have been brought from the human realm, brought by orphans into the town. And as they're slowly becoming goblins themselves, they lose these trinkets and baby dolls and whatnots somewhere within the city. And Snyder loves to go and find them and deal and haggle for them.
Love a bit of a collection.
Mm-hmm.
What do you look like?
Snyder is a bald man or bald goblin guy, really, with a bowler hat. He wears a jacket with lots of pockets that he can stuff things in. He's got kind of an elongated nose and a crooked grin. Mm-hmm.
What are you doing on this fine, beautiful morning? Birds twiddling in the distance.
I'd say that he has taken a stroll through the sunken market to go see about anything that's new on any of the tables that he likes to trade at.
Oh, there's always something new. I don't think anyone can properly guarantee anything in the market. It seems like everything's sort of hobbled together. Is there anything you're looking for in particular this fine morning?
He's just shopping while enjoying whatever, crusty biscuit thing that he got for breakfast.
Well, you did actually stop by the Krusty Biscuit, which is a very well-known Gerblin snack mart. Very good. Guess what they sell? It's a bunch of crusty old biscuits, and some of them have a little bit of dust on them. Some of them were found and sort of smooshed together, so it makes one bigger biscuit.
Found crusty biscuit sounds really good.
That's the only way to outsource it, like the overhead alone for biscuits. I can't believe you have to find the biscuits. Biscuit hunting's the truffle pigs for that are interesting.
So I imagine him walking out of a shop, heading back towards the
brothel.
The brothel, licking his chops, and finding little crusties that have fallen off and possibly into little segues of his jacket.
I love that, just like little lick your finger and get the little crumb inside. Yeah, I mean, again, apparently biscuits are hard to come by in this area, so you gotta
unless they're found,
and then they're very easy to come by. But since the crusty biscuit moved in, you can't find any anymore. They're really good at that job. Wonderful. You make your way back to the brothel, which you notice as you walk up. The sign says the broth and L. The rest of the sign has in fact fallen off and has not been replaced. Under the ampersand is a small carving of a rat skull, which is an infamous little sign around these parts of this being kind of a safe house for individuals. You make your way through the double doors, and again, there's like a goblin playing one of those like pianos that has too many keys, and then he like turns and talks to people, and it's like playing itself. You know what I mean? Like he just is there to protect. It was freaking people out, so they hired him to make the Uncanny Valley less uncanny. I guess they could only find a piano that played itself. It's hard to come by.
You're playing it again, Sam?
Nope. He says to you as he just goes back to literally tickling the old ivories. He says. It's getting chaotic already. And, so you walk by, there's cup smashing, and, like, goblins being rowdy, but, nobody's, like, fighting or anything. I think they're just having a raucous good time. And you make your way into the main, I don't know if it's called a foyer in a brothel, but it is now the foyer.
Okay.
Never mind, I can't make call-outs to the audience. You say things you walk in, and we're going to cut over to our friend Midge here. Introduce yourself with your player and your character.
Yes, I am Megan, also co-owner of Vulcan's Coffee and Unseelie Chocolates. And I am playing Midge, who is a very, at first glance, seems very tidily and professionally attired little goblin. Like, she would definitely fit in the mids, could get away up in the tops, is a little maybe out of place in the lower regions. But as you look a little bit closer, there's always, like, something just kind of out of place and odd. So today, she is coming down from the mids. And she clambers out from behind this, like, dumpster area, and who knows what she was doing back there. There's no obvious, like, place to come from behind there. And she's got, like, a couple little random threads of frayed yarn just, like, trailing off of her nice clothes today. She's got a bag with some devices in it, and some paper, and some pens. And in her other hand, she's holding a big sheaf of papers that clearly, like, just came off of a printing press of some kind, because the ink is still smearing in her hand. And so she comes out to the edge of the alley and starts heading down towards the Narrows. And as she goes, she stops at each street corner she comes to, and there's a lot of street corners between here and there. And she calls out, get your copy of the Daily Ham, fresh off the press, Daily Ham. Got the story of the hour, fart by any other name. You need to hear this one, folks. And so she stops there, and she never leaves a corner until somebody's taken.
Oh, yeah, you get
at least one piece.
A gerblin with a muff, but it's all made out of skunks. It's all skunk. And then, like, the tiniest little heels you've ever seen. I don't know if you can see this camera, but the tiniest little heels you've ever seen, and comes up and says, "The news!
The news!
Oh, I just so love the news.
The news, sir. Here's the copy. Do you need a copy for a friend?
I'll take 4.
4 copies?
4
That's
newses, please.
Just one clink. Here's 4 copies of the Daily Ham."
Oh, and messes around in, like, a coin purse, and then pulls out, like, 4 vastly different pieces of shiny metal, and then goes like, "Well, this one's my favorite today, so you can have a different one." And then hands you 4 little shinies, and takes the fresh newspaper. It's again still smearing, and he like turns, and it gets on his skunk. He's like, "Oh no, it's black. It's fine." And then he starts heading. That's what it sounds like. I don't know if the microphone can pick it up, but that's what it sounds like as it leaves. And you find yourself devoid of all your little sack is empty of all your little, like, I don't know, hand-rolled papers. And you make your way back to the double doors of the brothel over in the Narrows. Again, you walk in, you can see Snyder in front of you. For some reason now I've decided that it's going to have those floppy doors.
It's got to have the floppy doors.
Yeah, it doesn't quite know what region this brothel's from, but it's from somewhere here.
I feel like
guess.
It's obvious that it didn't used to have the swinging doors. Like, the door shape is wrong, but they put in swinging doors when they needed to replace it.
Well, and if you look up before you walk, you see a couple
feet up there
sticking out the window.
Yeah, some feet right off the side of the porch. You can smell a pipe in the distance. And you make your way into the busy brothel. As you guys, Fen, you get another, like, bell rung at, like, there's, like, a string to a bell up in your, like, lofted space, and it's just ringing and ringing and ringing and calling you down.
I was having such a nice morning.
And the bell doesn't like one extra last little ring, just to be, I guess, rude. Dang.
Okay.
And you make your way, shuffle, 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 down the stairs to the brothel, where you find the 2 other recruits that you have been with. I would love it. So you guys are in the main area. The pianos are going on its own. There's people drinking, there's goblins drinking at all hours of the whatever time it is. And a very fancifully dressed woman with a very large hairstyle, Marie Antoinette-esque, with a little tiny hat sort of perched in the mid-zone that has like a little onion on it with its little like green bit sticking out the top. And she has this, again, fur like around, apparently it's very popular nowadays, kind of low cut. She's an older goblin, and she sways the whole time. She's got one of those long cigarette sticks. You're like, is this kaleidoscope? It like just keeps going. And then like there's this smaller, younger goblin walking next to her with like an active ashtray that she like just doesn't even like sit. She just like does this as the woman's walking towards you. And she stops and pauses and like flips her hair, or like the last little bits of her hair that are down here, and looks you up and down and says, "Hello, my name is Madame Gemuse Bouillon, and this is my brother. I haven't been formally introduced." And she like puts her hand out and waits for a smooches.
Oh, shanty.
Yeah, a smooch. Are we getting smooches all around? Is someone
Smooches all
denying?
around,
Okay,
yes.
great. And then
As Midge smooches, though, she's like, her eyes are kind of fixated on the hat. She's
yeah,
a
there's
big fan of
it's
the
a
hat.
beautiful hat too. You think that she could probably fit like 6, 7 hats in that hair.
I leave a little bit of ink on her hand, unfortunately.
Oh, she goes, ugh, and then rubs it. Well, before I let you know, I need to go through the ground rules of the brothel before we move forward. I see that you've all moved into your spaces, and I hope you find your accommodations accommodating. Good, because I'm not changing them. There are only 3 rules to the brothel, yes? 1, take this down. 1, do not mess with my girls. They have no time for your, that's why I say it. They do not have time for your antics. They are busy. Bearing in mind you have enough clink to pay. 2, there will be no violence. No violence on the premises. Should you want to have a fight in your barbaric ways, you may go to the bare knuckles next door if it is more to your liking. I do believe their cheese curds are to die for, she says, as she like rolls her eyes. And flips her hair again, I guess. And she says, 3, and arguably the most important rule of the brothel, the madam always gets paid. No debts, no tabs, no IOUs. And it seems as though your Hookjack, who is waiting for you in the council room down the hall, has come to give you a job. But I will let you know here, first and foremost, that you also work for me. Because if you want this clubhouse to do all your secret little meetings and all this stuff, you will, pay. And that is with your services. Are we agreed?
What kind of services?
The shit I tell you to do.
Okay.
Also,
all right.
mostly protecting my interests in the shadows.
Shadow.
Yes, dangerous stuff. That's why I don't do it myself. And then she says, come with me. Your Hookjack has finally arrived. And then everybody has tiny feet today. And,
Okay.
and takes you down this like long hallway. And it's like showing you things. It's like, this is where you can have breakfast. Upstairs is where you can leave me alone. And just like goes through, this is a candelabra if you've never seen one before. And then walks you over to these big oak doors that are like slightly open to this like weird, poorly decorated like conference room. Like everything is a different color. It's really hodgepodge. It's everything that they clearly have just like gathered over time. And sitting at the head of like a table that's a little too long is a real gruff, real short, gruff man with a big scar. Goblin. With a big scar across his eye. And he's sitting there with his hands folded, and you guys sort of come into the room. And he stands up, Edward Cullen style, the fingers, and stands up and looks at all of you. I'm going to sit down, though, because I'm not him, but I am. And surprise, it's me again, the Weaver. And he looks at you and he says, oh God, this is going to be a hard one. This is a water voice, guys. My name's Git Sergeant Sticks, and I'm a decorated officer in the Gits militia. And I'm here to whip the three of you into shape. I hear that lots of goblins have been losing their heads to the wrath of us late, and I'm here to guarantee that it's not going to happen anymore. So right here, right now, I want each of you to give me your oaths. I need to know you're serious about this job before I tell you what to do next. Because anybody who's too afraid, too weak, or not good at their paperwork is out. We'll talk about that third one later.
Paperwork.
So I look at the madam on her way out, and I hand her the mug I took from the bar upstairs. I say, here, you should return this, and it's got her face carved in it.
It's beautiful. It's a really good carving. She will not take it from me. Her assistant, unnamed at present, the ashtray goblin, I suppose. Ashtray goblin number 1.
I just sit on the ashtray.
Yeah, sit it right on the ashtray. Gives it a nice silver ride and takes it out of the room. But the madame, she hangs back by the wall, like hands, crossed over. And he is going to look at you, Fen. He says,
I'll shove this in my face.
well, it's your oath.
So, I, Finn, do solemnly swear that I ain't no knob-polishing, low-drat tattletale of a snitch.
Good.
I do.
Well, it's you should figure that out.
And I knowing full well the rest, do willingly enter into the company of rabble-rousers, rogues, and renegades, because, that's where, that's where I come from anyway. Known as Gits. And I'm joining because, those fake keep messing up my fun. I mean...
They're really good at that.
Keep getting in the way and telling us we can't do crap.
I love crap, he says. Yeah. He looks at you and nods. Yes.
I know.
Next, he looks at you with stern eyes, scrutinizing.
I, Snyder, do solemnly swear that I ain't no knob-polishing toady rat, tattletale, or snitch. And I, knowing full well the risk, do willingly enter into the company of rabble-rousers, rogues, and renegades.
Try my best.
Known as Gits. And I'm joining because the patriarchy is bad for business.
Reality came in for a second. It is, isn't it?
It's bad for business.
Surprise.
Always mucking up, getting their greedy, glittery little hands and all of my stuff, telling me where I can't go, what I can't do.
He snaps, I guess.
I'm a revolutionary.
Yeah, absolutely. And he folds his hand again. He looks at you less scrutiniously and then turns the gaze further towards Midge now.
Well, I Midge, I do so solemnly swear that I ain't no knob-polishing, toady, rat, tattletale, or snitch. And I, knowing full well the risks, do willingly enter into the company of rabble-rousers, rogues, and renegades known as Gits. And I'm joining because there's a conspiracy in the tops, and I'm going to get the scoop of the century.
He looks at you, I guess slightly more scrutinous, and he's like, I don't know nothing about journalism. But that's good enough reason for me.
That's why I'm here, for what you can't do.
Oh, there's little I can't do, he says, and then one bead of sweat comes down his face. There's no perception checks in this, so you just see it, I guess. You guys are very perceptive. Anyway, words are cool. As you guys all do your oaths, the lights turn off, but they make a really loud light turning off sound, even though it's just a dunsh, it says. And all of a sudden, they're like, dunk, and a big like spotlight goes onto a table in the middle of the room with the world's most crudely drawn map ever. It's just some lines and a couple of shapes, and it just definitely says like location names as if you're supposed to fucking understand it. And he's got like
Is this the war room?
Temporarily, yes, he says as he like scoots a small, I don't know, Pez dispenser onto the thing to like show to represent you guys.
You know, with some good rigging and some curtains and some backdrops, we could have a hell of a theater in here.
The madame
lighting's
says, I
perfect.
hate justicia. She looks at you like, and there's a look beyond her eyes that surely we'll learn what happened to the theater later. Surely we must. And she steps out from the shadows as Sergeant Styx is showing you everything. And she says, your first job to earn your place in the brothel is to check on my supply chains in the shadows. I kind of gave you a little spoiler before, but that's the details of it. I do not know who's messing with my supply chain in the shadows, but we must learn it because without that chain, without that passage, I make very little money. You think the brothel is what makes the madame money? It's soup! So we must go in there and you have to fix it for me, otherwise I won't let you live here anymore for free. Because I'm not part of the vagabonds and dogs. I'm professional, and I'm losing the accent all the way through. And I thought she wouldn't talk so much, but she's doing it. And she shows you just like a little map of the shadows and lets you guys know that you have to go through the shadows to find her basically pathway through the shadows and make sure that whoever's messing with her shipments is stopped or subdued before basically, once you do this, you've got clout with her.
What kind of shipments?
She like looks sideways a little bit. Contraband goods, clink, don't touch it, booze, rats, in case I need them.
Cool shit. Okay.
The coolest shit! Anyway, she says, you do this for me, and you can stay in the house. Basically, I'll make you do chores quarterly to earn your place here. And she says, don't fuck up, and don't die, and don't ruin it for me. And then we are good, I think.
Okay.
All right. She, like, looks at all of you, and then, like, just, I guess she winks. Because it's popular, I guess, among goblins to do today. Mars is feeling winky. And she walks out of the room, and Sergeant Styx looks at you, and he says, basically, what she's saying is that we need to make our way. I'm not going. We need to make our way to the shadows. Find out what's going on, track the route, protect the goods, and come out the other side in, successful, otherwise we can't stay here anymore. He lights the biggest cigar you've ever seen and blows a lot of smoke everywhere. The room gets cloudy pretty fast, and then he like gives you a very serious like, let's do this vibe. He maybe like that predator handshakes one of you like this, and then both of your biceps get huge. You each do it, and all of your biceps get fucking huge every single time. As soon as you release, though, they deflate to regular arm size. What magic was that? Nobody knows! Anyway. Is there anything you guys want to bring with you before we go to the shadows? We'll just do, like, a quick little item if you want.
Item?
Got my stuff.
Got
right
your
here.
Got my stuff. Smash cut. Oh, wait.
No, I think I'm pretty good.
Smash cut! We're now standing in front of a looming, spooky place. It's dark and has that sort of Hitchcock vertigo thing going on as you look down the hallway, very like, there's a Nazgul on the road! You guys all know. You guys have all seen Lord of the Rings. And the road goes out in front of you, and I don't feel good watching it. And the shadows are a very interesting place in Goblonia. They're the areas where the city began to grow forward or upward, and buildings are stacked on top of each other, creating this dark space underneath with collapsing pipes and tunnels and things and moving through. And there are denizens. There are things in the shadows of which we do not speak. We dare not speak. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Exactly, random snake in the audience. Thank you, random snake citizen. And you guys stand in front of this big, dark, gaping maw into an alleyway. You hear like Madame's super good accent coming through and says, "It is very dangerous in there. Please do not get killed. Also, I will charge you for your rooms if you die before paying." And it echoes through your mind as you stand in front of the spooky, spooky shadows.
Finn and Snyder, right? Finn and
Yes.
Snyder?
Mhm.
Yep, and she checks her notes. Okay. If you see a mushroom that looks like this, could you let me know? I need it's a troll cat mushroom. Just let me know if you see it.
You need
troll cat?
Troll cat mushroom?
Okay.
Yeah, just let me know. They only grow in the shadows.
They smell funky.
Mm-hmm.
Follow your nose. You guys step into the shadows and start to make your way through. I don't know if anyone has a flashlight, but it's dark. Somebody has just matches. You have 20 now, and they will last for 5 seconds. You see in front of you in like a strobe-like flash. Yeah, for half a second you see in front of you. Right in front of you, you can walk. It's good. You're absolutely good. The match goes out.
this
Burns
is the
Fenn's
way we go.
fingers.
Wait, do you have like a Furby in your jacket that you could like light up
a
its
blaze.
eyes?
Just catch it on fire, it melts. Help me, it says.
Yeah, I'll grab an actual glowworm.
Oh.
I'll pull a glowworm out of my jacket.
Like a real bug?
No, like
Like-
those
Okay, cool.
baby
Just-
toys.
like the baby toy glowworms that are like,
Sick.
they're kind of plushy, and then they like just light up on their head.
Just out of its mouth in this
Right.
case.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what's going on.
Yeah, you wrap it, or I don't want to decide what you
Just
do with it.
hold it like
Yeah.
a flashlight.
Yeah, it just it's a very beautiful, nice baby blue. It's got a couple of different shades on it, and I guess its eyes and its mouth light up because it was a defect one, and nobody wanted it because they called it Satan worm, and it was a really bad idea. Right out there with magic earring, Ken in the can apparently. Just anyway, and it shines a great light. Like if you were driving and someone was behind you, and you'd be like, ugh, this guy. And you start to make your way through the spooky, wooky shadows. Your steps echo in the distance. There's like whoop, whoop,
This
dripping.
place always creeps me out. I don't like it.
The echo goes back and says, "Fuck you." Fuck you. Grinch style. Because I'm going to make as many references as humanly
Alright.
possible in the 5-second span. It's because you guys over-caffeinated me with Wilkins coffee and teas. Absolutely. Anyway, we're on track and we're playing a game. And you guys walk through the shadows. I'm gonna say you hear for a while, you're traveling for a bit, and you realize as you're walking that you don't know which way you're going. The 2 or 3 matches that were used before the glowworm took you 2 or 3 lefts that you didn't know were rights.
Oh no.
You find yourself at the same old toilet you recognized from before, hanging out of someone's
Hold on,
second
boys.
floor apartment.
I had some tea.
It is,
I mean, okay, all right. I'll look this way.
you all are gentlemen. You look the other way as Midge scales a half-broken building to use the potty before you go further into the dungeon. It's not a dungeon.
I think I see the way over there.
Yeah, as you guys are sort of like, I guess not looking at Midge go to the bathroom, you hear you two start, yeah, you're up, I think you're up there now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining literally like pipe, toilets, like sideways, you have to like hang on. It's still attached to it, you know what I mean? It still works technically. But, Snyder and Fenn, you hear a strange noise out in the dark.
What's that? A troll?
Good guess, no? You're right!
A troll cap?
Are we supposed to be finding a troll cat?
Yeah, you sniff, and you heard some noise like in the distance, and you sniff just a smidgen, and you can smell the telltale signs of a troll cap mushroom. Troll clap, let's go. You find a troll cap mushroom, and you can see it from the toilet, Midge.
Mm-hmm.
The toilet on high. There's like one mushroom glowing in the distance.
It's like they're luminescent.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm.
They light up the dark in so many ways.
Well, let's go look for it.
You climb down from the suspended broken toilet, and you rejoin your friends. And you make your way through you can, like, your little feet are squishing in little puddles and stuff. You make your way to the troll cap that you see. It's a small mushroom glowing. It's got, like, the red little dots, but each of the dots are like, wah, 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 wah. And then you see another one, and another one, and another one, and they're leading you down this tiny trail. The crags and the rocks are, you gotta duck occasionally.
Wait. This feels like a fate trap.
I didn't do shit, dog.
Midge is just gonna collect them as she goes, because she has been out of them for a while, and she does not like being out of them.
I mean, they're never here. Not in the shadows, I don't think.
What would they want for being down here? They don't even like the way
Yeah.
it smells or the way it looks. Like, they would get their fancy clothes dirty.
As you discuss it, you hear another noise in the distance. A strange snort.
Wait. What was...
I'm not Gooch. It's just a couple of mushrooms. We brought over that a couple times.
Oh my god, is that a living troll cap?
That's good stuff.
You see approaching you a gnarly thing.
What?
I'm not lost in there. It's not lost. I'm doing my best here. It turns out I don't got no ear.
Its ear falls off as it comes up to you.
It's gone now. I hope God can put it back on.
It's me, God. I think you deserve an ear. It's me, God. Your hair's sticking out in the worst way. And see, no. You out from the glowing miasma of the shadows comes a crouched creature, wide-eyed and strange. You pick a mushroom and actually...
Hey, hold on!
You pick
Whoa.
a mushroom and it pulls on its skin.
Ouch! No, that's my skin and my flesh.
Is your mushroom smiling?
No, this is Gooch.
Hello, my name's Gooch. The small mound on the creature's shoulder speaks
How many troll
to you.
caps did I already eat?
I didn't eat one.
As you say that, Snyder's face starts to melt and then turn into different shapes and...
I didn't eat
You were
one.
eating them?
Oh, wow, look
What
like
else did you
awful.
do with them?
Is
Looks
that
like we
why
gotta
we
build
got
one.
them? So that you could eat them?
Both Snyder and Fenn look like rabbits in their own costumes right now. Just talking to you with wide eyes.
Stop hopping
Watership Down
around.
style.
Oh, my ear is gone.
You lost an ear.
It's a pandemic.
Gooch turns to the strangers and goes, "What are you doing down here?"
Yeah, what are you doing down here in my mushroom garden?
Our boss's path is lost, and we're trying to fix it.
Oh, you have a boss named Pacey Lost. That's a funny name. It sounds weird. No wonder you ran away. You can hang out here, I guess. I never seen nobody. It's been a long time.
Gooch looks over and says, I've never seen I've seen a couple people, but they're dead.
It's true, yeah, they are dead, and that's why you're taste to me. I'm alive down here in this cave.
And I love a dead man.
Do you? I thought you loved me.
I love you too.
Am I dead man?
One day, but we'll discuss it later.
You're dead though, because you died and I crawled out of your stomach, and
What
then
the-
I ate your flesh, and then you popped up on my shoulder.
I
Okay,
like
so-
to tell people that.
Oh, I like to tell people that too. A crazy story.
So who do I introduce myself to? I'm Snyder.
Oh,
I'm giggled.
Giggled.
It's a pleasure. Many times over, yes.
It is a pleasure.
Yeah, that's what I heard you're supposed to say.
Indeed. Who's your friend?
This is Gooch.
You see him
as best
too?
he can, he bows.
Ouch! That's
Sorry,
like my flesh.
sorry,
Careful.
sorry.
It's It's pretty tight up there ever
Sorry,
since you
King
grew.
Gooch.
He's good. I ate the one. Well, do I want to tell them my story of how I met you?
No, we can save it for a later episode.
Okay.
All right, that sounds all right then. Yes.
We like to leave a little mystery,
You're
don't
right.
we, Kegel?
Yes, I like to be mysterious.
So do y'all live down here?
This is my garden of mushrooms.
You look around you and you're in this, like, you guys followed these little glowing mushrooms for a while and you opened up in this, like, larger cave system. There's little, like, troll caps popping out everywhere. It's, like, kind of well lit. Like, it's kind of gay and cute in here. Pretty good. There's, like, little, like, glowy little bugs that are, like, floating around and, like, spores. And in the corner, it's kind of like there's, like, one beam of light from the surface that, like, sort of, like, shines down on the rib cage of, like, a large troll. There's, like, a cook pot and a couple things inside there. And yeah, you find yourself in this, like, little cute abode.
Welcome to my bone house.
This is wild.
It is. I made it because the flesh melted off and I said, I'll live here.
It's a good time for your ear to fall off.
That one I just put on for show. Actually, just to stick. This one real, though. I can hear you good side. Good, tell me the other secrets, too.
Well, this is also my good side, as it's my only side.
It's true. He only has one.
I wish I could have you do this, but he squeezes and moves Steeler's shoulder. Just kidding. Yeah, he said it's extremely painful for everyone involved.
Ooh. How long have y'all known one another?
It's been a long time. If I knew what time was, because flat circle.
Like 6 of them?
Yeah, like 6, maybe 7 of
7
them.
times?
7 times we know each other.
Yeah, 7
It's
times.
lucky number 7 to be paired together.
No. Control yourself. Me.
So, what are you doing down here?
Well, it sounds like it's time to tell our origin story, I guess.
Well, okay, that makes sense now. I'm glad we waited for the mystery.
It did really
Right,
good.
do you guys feel appropriately mystique?
If you don't, we got more mushrooms. She know what to do. It's party time. Some of them make you feel good. Some of them they hurt your tummy, and it's kind of toss-up. I hope you got the good ones.
Sometimes I take them and I think I'm alive again. I'm not a ghost. I'm a man. I'm a goblin.
Who's the man in the middle?
That's what the other mushrooms are there to figure out, isn't it? What is the id? So these are all kinds of talks we have in private. What is ego?
That's the dead guy over there. He died.
A skeleton.
He's ego dead.
Yeah, Ego Dead is has a little name tag and he's dead in the corner. You've like painted a little smile on him or something. He's always happy. Gooch sort of turns his neck over like an owl. Lack of neck over like an owl. You lost.
Hey, Gooch. I'm Finn.
I feel I'm Gooch.
Well, I guess Kegel don't count.
Yeah, Kegel, get out of here. The men are
fine.
talking.
We've lost the smuggling route.
Oh, Kegel's good at smuggling.
No, we need to find the smuggling route.
Wow.
It's already there. We've just lost it.
Oh, well. Kegel, do you know where the smuggling route is?
What is route of smuggles? Is it like when you're feeling lonely at night and it's cold and we hold each other?
Yeah, when we smuggles together. I love a smuggles.
I love a
We
smuggles
found
too.
it. It's right here. You lost it. Come on in. He doesn't have arms. Come on in. Come on in for a smuggles.
He wants to be hugged. You
Midge
get to hug him.
definitely
Yeah,
goes
come
right
on
in
in
for
for
a
Oh, thank
smuggle.
you. Yeah, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
Everybody.
we're smugglers if we know.
Yes,
if we
I'm
know
not-
it's
I
stupid.
Very big smuggler in
I
town.
think we can tell the madam it's all sorted now.
I think that might cause a struggle.
A smuggle.
Is it starting
It's
like a
pronounced
smuggling?
smuggle.
With smuggling.
Do you want some?
I don't know.
Well, good.
Someone needs to be thinking
I'll take
about
some
this.
for later.
Is perfect. Is a smuggling route a line of boxes and stuff?
Oh, I do know where that is.
You know
Yeah.
you should have said the books line stuff.
Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't say the books
Sometimes
line
on a map it's drawn with a dotted line.
oh shit, and then he looks around and he doesn't have hands.
There's a dotted line there. We go that way.
You look down at the ground and there's spots on the ground.
See, I follow. I show you all good way, and then
It's
maybe.
just the mushrooms that are growing make a little like airline strip. That, like,
Do you know secret? That's actually where I poop, so you can see go out. They like growing in
So
it.
you know this route.
Yeah, well, I know where boxes go, so I show you, and then maybe just perhaps we become friends if I show you. I show. Well, not good. I feel like it's time to open a relationship.
Well, become no, we're already friends.
Okay, well, I'm gonna see Tiffany then.
We
Hey, Tiffany's just back up on.
you look
Holding
over and there's
you back.
another corpse named Tiffany in the side.
we do know where to find some good soup.
I love a
I've
soup.
never had soup before. Is that
You've never
like-
had soup?
No, I just eat my own poop and mushrooms. I don't know if you see in the variety of food around here, but it just basically I peel it off my
You
own
know, this all
skin.
You
makes a
never
lot more
find any
sense now.
biscuits down here?
There ain't no biscuits except these
Not
biscuits.
since a crispy biscuit came into Sorry, the crusty biscuit. Oh, the biscuit is gone. From the biscuit mines.
I seen it. It ran dry. The biscuit mine.
Oh,
was like-
many people
was
suffered.
different. Many people. That's where the Tiffany came
That's,
from.
that's okay. When the biscuit mine ran dry, it was really good for the milk business.
Oh, I got my ear
Absolutely.
back on.
Oh, it looks brand new. I wish it was upside
Looks almost
down.
real.
Thank you.
The light, the dotted line, like, just blinks in front of you forward. You guys travel for some time before you can hear like a slight commotion in the distance. Kegel, these are new. This is new for you. Could you actually describe I think I know what your character looks like.
I think that maybe you could guess, since this is what I look like. Kegel is my best friend. He grew upon me.
You're Kegel. I'm good.
Oh, you're right. That got
Where does one end and the other begin?
It's all the mushrooms I've been eating. Yes, I am pale, and I got sharp teeth that you can't see because I'm a human pretending to be a goblin.
What's your human pretending to be a goblin name?
My name in real life is Lou. Lou and St. Clair. That's all you need to know. I'll tell you more later. Yeah, I've been here for a very long time.
I can't tell.
I have mushroom growing in the moss, and my flesh and skin is pale from no sunlight. And I think I did a pretty good job representing myself. I think you can figure it out.
I feel like Midge's suit now has spore prints all
Everywhere.
over from hugging Kegels.
Yes.
Even just walking out of that like cavern like space, you guys all just, and the parts of like any of like the like clothes that you have, if one has like landed or a couple have landed, like a small little mushroom's already starting to grow off. Like you can brush it off or whatever, but every time one lands, it goes beep. Well,
Oh, you're gonna want to take care of that, or it's starting to look like this.
yeah, just beep off, beep, boop, boop, boop. Perfect. You guys, the waddle that you guys take is like, first and foremost, why are there still a dotted line of mushrooms like that happen to go? You have a very expansive bathroom.
Don't shoot where you eat if you have to eat your shit. It makes it very difficult.
Exactly. But you do hear a commotion in the distance. Some fire flickering off the dilapidated surfaces of buildings and pipes and restaurants and everything that could have been there before. You can see, torchlight, and then you can hear in the distance some very classically. I gotta remember the voice because all the voices are hard. You guys know. Well, we gotta get out here really fast, otherwise, we're gonna get in a lot of trouble because Queenie does not want us to be seen. Because this is the last of it, they say, and it echoes through. This is the last of it. I'm projecting. This is the last of it.
So I hear that.
The last.
So I hear that, and I just scram really fast out ahead of everybody. Go down there and run up to this
And
guy.
you scram so good and so fast.
Well, guy had to go fast, I guess.
We all have our skills, Kegel. Just like the wind, Actually, that is one of your moves, so maybe not exactly like the wind. Like a breeze, perhaps.
A cool breeze.
Oh, the coolest breeze, dude. Absolutely. No lame breezes here. And you find yourself sort of at the edge of a rocky surface. In front of you is a wagon that is full of a couple of barrels. There are, there's got a storehouse to the side of you. It also has all manner of crates, barrels, storage things, hanging things. And you can see a couple of larger goblins loading up this cart.
So I just scare him right up to him. Hey, guys! How do you expect to sneak anything anywhere if you're so easy to find?
Which is so funny from earlier. The two larger goblins, I guess, just do a real slow turn. What? They seem to say. They look at you and says, "Oi!" And they get very serious. And they don't sound the same because I can make other voices. One of them's gonna talk really high though because that's the only way I'll be able to discern them. So, there's one like, oh, now he's getting fancy. Something's happening to me. I look over here and says, "What you doing out here? In the dark, all by yourself?"
I'm your
Meddling
security
rat.
escort.
We're gonna do our first test of the game. As you, they look ponder, and I'm gonna have Goblonia is an interesting game because unlike a lot of TTRPGs, tabletop role-playing games, we actually use cards instead of dice. And we are going to do our first test, which is just what happens between like an action that needs some sort of law and order to it to see if we succeed or we fail. So for something like this, we are in hostile territory. So I'm putting down one card. This is called Menace. Every time I put a card down, it's a menace. I'm also going to put down a card for being just generally, I think people are pretty paranoid in the shadows. And someone coming out of a dark cave and saying, "It's me! Jessica, I'm in here."
Who's Jessica?
I regret all the references I'm making. Anyway, I'm going to flip first. So, somebody in Goblonia, a player in Goblonia, can choose to fail if they feel like I can beat them. And they get to get a little thing called a squib, which allows them to activate magic later in our campaign, later in the game. So I'm going to flip my cards, and then we'll just go from there, I suppose. Bloop, bloop. I got an 8 and a 7, so that's pretty freaking good. As the only cards that can beat that are a 9 and a 10, or doubles. We'll go through the rules as we play this game. You'll learn. Well, I learned. Just kidding. I did study a lot. So, I believe your, what is it? What's the wheedling? Yeah. So wheedling is our sort of like charisma, lie, word,
So
coercion
I've got
stat.
I've got one for Wheedle.
Well, you did run into a group of people without. Sorry, that was a weird laugh. So you don't have to succeed. You can choose to fail, and then you get a squib. You get to describe to me what that failure looks like, and like what fucks up. Excuse my French.
Well, I think I'll choose to fail.
You can't choose
You have
to
to
fail
choose
after looking at
before.
it.
You have to.
Well, I was going to. So, I'm gonna choose to fail.
Well, wait, hang on. So the difference is here is that before you look at your card, you can choose to fail, and then you get to describe it. But if you test, which you looked at your card, and we'll go through it again. But if you test and you fail, I get to describe what happens.
Gotcha.
So that's the only difference there. Hang on. I should have just let you do it. I wasn't ready. They look at you, and I guess one of them is going to produce a large lumpy club that he got at Lumpy Clubs, Clubs and Lumps. I'm writing that down before I forget that. Lump, club, lump.
I love getting my lumps there.
You can
Gotta
tell
get your
I'm
lumps
good at
in.
notes because of the scribbles I put on there. I did open this notebook and it said George Bush, human cleric. So D&D notes are fun. So you run up. You just say you're the security guard. You try to lie to them. For some reason, these let's see.
It's the truth.
you're the security guard for the guys stealing the goods from the brothel?
The brothel sent us to be their security.
Oh, yeah. Sort of. So as you try to wheedle with these guys and the Weaver, wait. Semantics, technicalities, buzzwords.
Told to make sure they get where they're going.
And the truth is out there, everyone. The truth is out there. The two goblins who are raiding the supply area look at you, and they are going to... they're not going to believe you. They're going to say, apprehend him, because they got fancy all of a sudden. And they're going to try to put some cuffs on you.
I'm going to run between them, squeeze with tight squeeze through some boxes to the other side, go, now wait a minute, guys.
So with this one, before we do the next move, because they're going to counter your move, we're going to test again. So if I succeed, you get cuffed. If you succeed, you don't. And I'm just going to do 2 again because you lied bad. Well, sorry, the cards lied bad. The cards lied bad. And I'm going to flip them, so before you do yours, you can choose to fail if I got, like, a magical hand. Which I didn't. Well, okay, one way and the other. I got an ace and a 9, which is the lowest and the highest I can do at a single. So you can choose to fail and get cuffed and tell me how you fail, or you can try to beat my 9 with a double. And I think, let's see.
He's trying to scram, right?
Yeah, you're trying to scram. Thank you. Yes, you're trying to scram.
Mm-hmm.
That's your cards, yeah. Oh.
So scram would be 2 cards.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Tight squeeze. Going through the boxes is another card.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
That's probably it.
Mm-hmm.
So for anyone watching, which is several people, there are, just like in any TTRPG, there are some skills we have. If you could pull that, a little example up, Hunter, that would be great. We have here, you're not going to be able to see it, but Bash, Figure, Finagle, Scram, Tinker, and Wheedle, and that sort of makes up our abilities and what flavors what we do and when we do it. Well, not when we do it, we flavor that. So you said 3 cards total?
You can also spin a squib.
Yeah, you can spend a squib if,
want
you're
another
nervous to get to try to get a double.
I should probably do that.
Or when you choose to fail, you can gain a squib for later use. So it's up to you. That's the gamble's up to you. I believe in you. Oh.
I think I'm just going to choose to fail.
Okay, all right. So you do gain a little squib, and I shall pass the box of squibs, which is actually chocolads. There you are.
Dude,
Those ones are the squibs you already have.
chocolates by Wilkins Coffee and
By
Chocolates.
Wilkins. Chocolates and coffee.
All right.
Remember that. They said I needed to look at the camera more. So I'm doing it. Sorry. I am a little over caffeinated, let's be real. I've had like 85 tries, so it's great. Coffee and teas. Anyway, you choose to fail.
So
They're gonna cuff you.
Finn proceeds to try and scram between the 2 of them and into the boxes behind them, and he gets between them and gets one arm and one leg into the boxes, and one grabs his other arm.
Yeah, they
yanks him
snag.
back out.
They snag you. You get. You're like, oh, like. Grab. Immediate, like, record scratch. That's what that sounds like. Got it. And you are captured. Your wrist is grabbed by one of the very big goblins, and he, like, throws a snap
But the good thing
bracelet.
is now their backs are turned to the guys in the alley.
Yeah, now the good thing is, guys, our plan is working. You guys sit in the shadows and you just watch Fen just like pow, and then just get grabbed and then like give you guys a wink. I don't know in the distance. Like,
Was that on purpose? You mean to do that?
There's no way to test
know.
for this, but are you trying to make it seem like you meant to do that?
Of course.
Yeah. So I don't know what your guys' perception is, but the wink, the vibes are good.
Is that distraction?
The water's fine.
I don't know.
Well, there you
I'm sure we can do something about it.
absolutely something.
I don't know
about it.
what. Though.
Well, if they're taking the last of these, we don't want to stop them now. We want to find out where they're taking them to, right?
Well,
So maybe this was his way of getting taken to wherever they're going, and we just need to follow them.
And Gooch says, well, if you think about it, the soul is really just...
No, I understand. It sounds like our plan is better than their plan.
You kill a man.
I know, we did that yesterday.
I do, yeah, as you guys see that Fen is sort of being dragged off a little bit and thrown into this wagon, I think we will pause here for a minute and take a little, intermission break, intermission on that bad boy.
Okay.
We'll be hi everyone, welcome to Wilkin. There's no puppets today, but I'm technically a puppet because they're telling me to say this. We have my family. Please buy Wilkins coffee and teas. Anyway, you can pause at any time. Ting, we'll be right back. Oh, we're starting now, and I'll take the blame. Oh no.
Nice to meet you. I'll take the blame.
Yeah, lovely to meet you. It's a family name. Welcome back to...
We're Catholic.
Yeah, we're Catholic. Welcome back to Goblonia, Smash the Patriarchy, our first episode. I'm gonna give you a wave because I feel uncomfortable talking to you, camera. And then we're going to reintroduce ourselves because you're new here and we're new here, and I forget everyone's name all the time. My name is Mars. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm the weaver for this evening and this, continually. God, I'm good at talking.
My name is Lewin St. Clair. I play Keegalt. Mars plays Gooch. I use they, them pronouns. Keegalt uses he, I guess.
Good.
I'm Megan. I play Midge. I use she, her pronouns.
I'm Manny. I play Snyder. I use he, him pronouns.
I'm Jeff, and I am playing the rogue vagabond Finn, and he's a he.
You heard it here first. On the news. All right. Toodly doodly doodly doo, we're back in Fantasyland.
My favorite song.
Yeah, exactly. Look out! You think to yourself, as you've been apprehended because you ran in and did some shit, and it didn't go well, according to fate, aka the cards. You are now getting, aka, also known as, you are now getting loaded into a paddy wagon. What we're gonna do, transition here, is to the first kind of mechanic of the game outside of our introductions, which is the scheming phase. Whoa, what is that, Mars? I'll tell you. Thank you for asking me. Everyone's going to get a little round, a little opportunity to help themselves in the next event by taking a round to look around. Well, usually we have a little bit of a bigger pool to draw from, but basically seeking out help from your environment, or laying little plans to help with what comes next. So if somebody has any ideas right away, we can start with you. If not, we can just go down the line and we'll have you scheme from the paddy wagon, and then we'll go from there. Mechanically. Keegle, you're watching this happen.
I got my ear back.
Yeah. Maybe you're not watching this happen. Maybe you've been sewing your ear on this whole time. Do you have anything you would like to do to prepare for this next endeavor?
Well, actually, I think I might sit this one out and watch, because I don't know these guys, and I see them big, so I don't like to talk to them. But, so I watch in awe as your stupid friend goes to mean thing to big guy. And, I'll wait till other people do stuff.
Great, that sounds like a plan. Midge, Snyder, Fen, do you have any ideas on how to get yourself further into this mission? How to scheme, perhaps? I guess it's called scheme.
In this situation,
We also have a communication system that we talked about we haven't quite used yet, which is the beautiful payphone system in Goblonia, which is in fact a can on a string.
Soup can on a string.
On a string. So if you'd like, you can call a friend.
So
or
the guards are locking me in. I said, no, really, guys. I was sent here to make sure that you get your stuff to where it's supposed to go.
Okay. Let's see. You're trying to.
Just distracted.
Oh,
It's the
you're
same
just
story I was
distracted.
already telling.
Yeah. Well, I was like, if you want to test again, I'll make it harder. But you could still win. Did you? Oh, did I pass you? Did you take a squid for your
Yes.
failure?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Also, I burned a jack.
Oh, wait, that's a. Oh no! Did you burn a jack when you?
Remember, I took the cards and then I failed.
But a jack is actually. Oh no! A jack's a wild card, and you could
No,
have used.
a joker is.
A joker's a wild
A
card.
jack hurts your vim and vigor.
Guys, don't listen to me. I don't know anything.
A joker is anything you want it to be. A jack will cause you
Or a
damage
thief in
that
the
you have to
night.
heal.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I think we need to sneak our way on. So is it a big vehicle or is it?
So I'll do a little scene setting if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Of course. So you guys are in a dark cavern tunnel. I'm closing my eyes to help me imagine too. And there is kind of a lit pathway, like surrounding are the bones and skeletons of these old houses that seem to coalesce at at this dome-like structure as they like lean on top of each other. Occasionally, like some wood or something like falls down. It's kind of an open cavern. There is a semi-functioning building kind of across the way from you guys. You're hidden in some rocks. There's some open ground, and it's just like a wagon, just like a two-person sitting in the front, like cargo in the back. Fantasy Jeep Wrangler sized wagon, and then this like functional building just beyond it with this wooden door that's like swung open. There's a couple sconces lit. They have kind of torn apart the area, selected some goods, and there's kind of a trail of them leading up to the back of this cart. Out into the distance, it's dark again, but you do see, because of these like torches and everything, you do see maybe 30-40 feet of like a road like kind of dilapidated but still tread upon. It seems like it has been, for what you can have happen in the shadows, relatively kept up with, brushed to the side. It's a very clear path. It seems like the Madame makes sure that her system works, and these guys seem to be fucking with it.
Okay. Do you think that we should catch a ride with them, sneak along, and then go find out where they're taking all this stuff?
I think you should find a way for us to sneak a ride, and I'm gonna make a quick call.
No, really, guys. You got this all wrong. I was sent to make sure you get where you're going and not get caught. And clearly you need help because you were really easy to find, and you're going the wrong way because you're going to get caught that way.
They look at you and have a hearty...
Supposed to make sure your stuff gets to the Madam.
He says, yeah, the Madam, we're... oh, that's Gooch. This is Gooch. Typing. We're now when we're in... tyking. We're saying
You're
tyking.
speaking in tongues, Gooch. I don't even know what you're saying.
Gooch is like summoning a demon in the corner. He blinks like a lizard, one eye and then the other. The goblins laugh and say, "We ain't working for the Madam." They say as they like rattle the cages.
You don't think you're working for the Madam. You just haven't caught on yet to how this works.
That's how this works. With your failed distraction, they sort of roll there, or not failed distraction, but the disguise. What's the word I'm looking for? The audience will do it in chat. That's not how it works. But you guys.
The ruse.
The ruse. Thank you. 10 comedy points to Snyder for knowing the word ruse. It's a competition now, everyone. And so they're gonna like sort of roll their eyes. Is there anything you want to do as they're loading up? So they like turn and ignore you, and they say, "Gotta finish this up before we get any more vagabonds and rogues and rabble rousers."
I'm gonna pay close attention to all the locks and what I need to do to like defeat them.
Sweet, because it is a battle of wits. You're gonna try to, with your scheming round, you're gonna try to pick the locks?
Well,
or,
not yet.
or,
Just
or a
figure out what I
gather
need to
intel?
do it later. Right now
Okay.
they're talking to me. I mean,
Perfect. Well, they're moving crates and barrels, but you're sort of
Oh, okay.
looking at the lock system, and I feel like it's that math meme where there's like numbers going by and just like pictures of keys and locks floating by your face. Before I guess I'm just gonna test one card for this if you're gonna figure out, because I don't think for you this is a very hard task. So I'm just gonna do one card for learning, for having it done, and I'm gonna give her a flip. You heard it here. It's a 2. That's not great for me, although I want you to succeed, so it's great for us all.
So you get your path, your profession, bonuses.
I should get my profession because I make shit. And finagle is 1, so that's 2 cards.
Yep.
Nice, yep.
And I've got an 8.
Great, I have a 2. You've done it. You've looked at the lock and it whispered, like you swear as your eyes like drop into the abyss that is the keyhole, and it says, "This will be easy, bro." And you are well aware that you can pick this lock in an instant if you need to. Yeah, the abyss stares back.
So one thing, if you have 3 cards or less, you have to play all of the cards.
All
Ew.
of them. Yes.
So
thank
we
you.
have a
Well,
king
in
on
that
the
case,
table
I have
now.
a problem then. There's a king on the table.
Yeah.
That's the noise I'm gonna make every time. So when a player tests, like Muse or Megan was, or
So
well,
we'll
no,
move over
Midge.
to the.
We're in the characters now. As Midge was saying, when we do test, if you have 3 cards or more, you can pick your best 3. If you only have 3, you have to play all of them. If you have less than 3, you still have to play all of them. It's once it gets over that 3 mark that you can start shuffling them around. And so, in this round, Fen has drawn a king. Ta-da! You probably can't see it, but it's a really cool card.
Goes along with my 8.
Along with your 8. So you do beat me, but a king sits on the table. And the thing with kings is that if we get more kings than there are players on the table, catastrophe strikes. So there are a couple different ways we can get kings, but that's one of them. A player plays it or pulls it and then has to play it. There are a few things I can do as the Weaver if it pops up, but the more kings there are, the more chaotic it becomes. Are you starting to understand the nature of this game? It's chaos all the way down. So, down. The king is sitting on the table, and it will remain here until the end of not just this session, but the mission. The mission at large. Okay, so you do, but that doesn't stop you from that success, though, however. So you do that, the lock still whispers its sweet nothings to you. Its sweet somethings.
Bro, I love it when they do that.
Click.
Tickle me.
It says.
So Midge overheard them talking about this person, Queenie, who would be upset if they were seen while they were gathering all this stuff. So she has like a purse full of old notes from all the stories that she's done over the years. And she's going to spend her scheming round going through them and trying to find information about Queenie.
Let's see.
So
Figure.
that would be figure, because I'm studying and thinking. So I have 2 ranks and figures. That's 2 cards.
And your
Okay.
profession.
My profession is reporter, so that's going to give me another card. And I'm going to wait and see what you pull before I decide if I want to spend a squib.
I think that this is a relatively easy task. You're going through your notes, and you're pretty, like, auspicious or prolific, maybe is the word I'm looking for, note
Definitely
taker.
prolific.
Like, and I'm just imagining, like, things are just shoved into this purse. So I'm just going to do a 1.
Okay.
I think that that's super reasonable. You're just scanning. Maybe if you want, like, I guess the depth of information, if you want to find out a surface level, I think I'll add this up to your discretion. If you want to find out some more information about a deeper
I want
level
some
of
more, because I
information-
don't just want, like, any reference to Queenie. I want to know, like, why Queenie would be targeting Madame Bouillon.
Sweet. Okay, that's a very good journalism thing. I'm just going to add one more card for that,
Yeah.
for just difficulty.
So
And I'm going to give her a flip before you're ready.
go ahead.
Oh, Lord. I got a 10, which is the highest I can get outside of face cards, which I actually don't have in my deck, which will come about later. A 10 and a 4
Yeah.
is what I've got.
So I really want to succeed on this, so I'm going to spend a squib to draw another card. So my squibs are chocolate lips, which are filled with cherry ganache.
Wilkins chocolates. Underline coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It takes chewing to create the
Well,
magic.
The good news is getting that extra card means I can choose to not play this king.
Well,
Nice.
that's
So I can
We do
discard
love
that king. But my best hand is simply a 7, and I do have to play a jack, so I'm going to get some damage to my Vim and Vigor.
Wow, the world's worst paper cut, I guess.
Like something in my purse really gets me good.
Yeah, actually, but I don't go around in ladies' purses. That's their own business. What weird, incredibly sharp thing do you hold in your purse? Pause for effect.
Well, in my last adventure in the city of Goblonia, I used my nail file, which it's sort of a multi-tool, and it has a very sharp razor blade on it. And I had used it to set up a trap by cutting through some poles that hold up canopies in the market. And I think I forgot to fold the razor blade back into the tool. And so I cut my hand up really good while I'm digging in there to find my Queenie notes.
You're looking everywhere, and I'm so sorry to do this, but you dig through and you find the notes you need.
Yes.
But then you have stabbed your hand, and then you bleed all over the papers. Yeah, and it's just like
That's
the ink, and it's
unfortunate.
blood. It's just like, really.
I was like, Queenie and Madame, oh.
And now everything's covered in so much blood. Yeah, just one big ouchies, which you do mark down on your Vim and Vigor, which is the lingo in this game for your sort of hit points, effectively, your ability to withstand or your level of withstanding an injury of some kind. And yeah, you're frantically going through your notes as you're trying to find some information. Kegel, you see this happen.
That looked like it hurt. You need some help? Hold on, I get some dirt and I chew on it. You give me a second. Spit in your hand.
I'm sure this isn't going to come back and haunt me.
Pat it real good.
It keeps me healthy, and you look at him. There's like a little fly around him, and he's got like one eye twitching. I love it. It's the dirt spit.
You know how like maggots eat away dead stuff? It's like my spit do the same thing. Your hand will be fine.
I take some of the yarn that was trailing off my clothes and I wrap it around the mud spit poultice to hold it in place.
Oh, hold on though. I take a little mushroom and I squink it up into my hand. I don't know that word, right?
Wait, is that gonna grow out of my skin?
No, this one different mushroom. It had a little moss on it. This one I keep for medicine sometimes, so you can have it. It'll numb it. It doesn't do nothing other than make you a little bit high, so you forget about it.
I'm already feeling better.
The
It's
camera
squished out.
like, zooms into your little green hand, and there's like mud and then like thin yarn wrapped around it, but like in between each of the yarn threads, it's sort of like coming out. And there's like little chewed up mushrooms on it, and it's just like the picture of safety in hell. Like, absolutely. I guess, I don't know if there's like a high-o-meter, but Midge has had a lot of magic mushrooms in the last 5 minutes.
She's almost ready to have a spectacular speculation.
Yeah,
She's working up to it.
Yeah,
You
Lord.
don't pray God. It feel nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you add anything to this?
Snyder, did you figure out how to get us on the wagon?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so Snyder is going to try to finagle a latch or something that we all three can hang on to while this cart drives off.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to
Gotta get our hoverboards.
try and find a nice latch key or latch point to it, and then reach for them both to grab a hold. So I was going to use finagle, which is physical trickery, and I've got 2 marks in my path, but I'm not this is not my profession. So
Okay.
yeah,
let's see.
I'm not really trying to sneak us onto it.
You're trying to
I'm
drift
just
off it.
trying to find a way to
Okay.
to drift off of it.
So I'll do.
Oh, can I help a scheme?
I think you can help a scheme. Yes. I would love if you help a scheme.
Okay, you take her or leave it, but I noticed you trying to get on this thing, and now we're friends, so I can help you.
I love it.
What if I become, like some sort of, like a skateboard, and you sit on me and we drag behind? Is that what you're saying? I thought I heard you say you wanna hold on the back. I didn't
know that you could turn into a skateboard.
I could turn
I didn't
into
know
like
this was my option.
I could turn into like a little cart
On
on
the
the
bingo
back.
card of the day.
Or I could
Okay.
be a box. You could climb inside of me, and he'll pick me up like we're goodies and put us in the back.
Both
All right.
solid.
This sounds like a great plan. In fact, let's wait for the cart to start to wheel off, and then we'll jump up on there and then grab a hold, and I'll follow and try and skateboard.
Well, I have to do something that kind of it's gonna seem pretty bad in order to make this happen. So just hold on. Since there's no such thing as skateboards here, I'm gonna have to lick that wheel, and you're gonna have to watch.
Oh,
Well, you don't have to watch, but it'll happen.
okay.
It's better if you do.
It's better if you.
We all want you to. No.
I guess for my own voyeuristic intentions.
Before we view the licking, I do want to say that Snyder has had like an uncanon weird connection to you
Yes.
several times where we've had to deal with Gooch licking something or Kegel licking something. But now we're in canon and it's still true.
It's still true. So, do I have to hold your hand while you do it?
That's a good question.
Well,
Do you?
I do love the support. It's nice.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you
all
can
right,
hold
all right.
Gooch. You can put your hand on him, and then I'll. Okay.
It's squishy, dude.
Pat Gooch's head.
Squishier than you thought. Like one of those weird. You guys know what I'm talking about? Those like weird jelly burritos. That you can just do. And I'm sorry, the camera, but you can just do this too. Everyone knows what I'm talking. The little sea critters in it. Yeah, exactly.
So I turn out I'm a bit kooky. That's my category of creature or whatever. And my job, I don't know what to call it. I just do it. And I shapeshift. In order to shapeshift, I gotta eat the thing. So I start chewing on the wheel.
Sorry, let me be clear. What fucking wheel?
The wheel card gives it
You want
closest
it?
to skateboard.
You want? Okay. This is so we've got layered. This is what I like to call a layered action because I have notes for myself. Snyder wants to grab a handle because we're gonna have to test for that. You're helping, so you're gonna give Snyder an extra card for that. However, you've just described a scenario in which you still have to get past the guards to lick a wheel.
You're right. Who has
So this is a
wheels
three-
around
No,
here? No, you're
No,
right.
this is
You're
funny.
right.
There's wheels don't exist except for this one fucking
It's
wheel.
true. I need those wheels.
That's it. So, before you can give Snyder the sick-ass skateboard bonus, you're gonna have to test against your ability to go lick that wheel.
Good
So,
But I can help provide a distraction because I'm still yapping at the.
so we're layering like a Shrek-like onion.
No,
We're
really,
like a
guys.
cake.
If you go that way, the guards are gonna see you. You see those mushrooms? You see how those mushrooms make
I'm
a
gonna
trail?
look-
You should go that way.
I'm gonna look you dead in the eyes, and I'm gonna say the first lie didn't work. If you want to lie again or distract, I'll let you do it, but they're not gonna listen to you about who's where and what anymore.
Just be a distraction.
Yeah. Well, no, because now it's layered. We're gonna pull. Everyone, we're going down the fucking line now. It's just
Right.
Russian roulette of cards. Let's go. Okay, you're trying to lie again, Fen, and you're trying to distract, which I think are similar but different.
I already failed the lie. I'm just distracted.
Okay, what would you do, knowing that you can't lie, to distract a pair of guards? I'm not quite knowing what Kegel's doing as you're in a cart, but knowing that your friends are nearby.
Well, they started.
acquaintances.
They started to pull away, right? So they're leaving
Not
the cart.
They're still loading.
Not yet. They're
Yeah.
doing their last box, and Kegel's
Oh.
going to try to lick the wheel. You're trying to distract against the I can't say the word, so just. Blah, 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 blah.
I realized I had a much easier idea than.
It's too late.
It's too late.
It's too fucking
I'll
late.
take this one. What do
You
you
get
do?
scrambled.
I would just open the door and stand on top
So you've okay, sick. Fuck yeah, let's go.
and go. Look, guys, you're going the wrong way. You gotta go.
You try the same lie. I love it. Okay. We're gonna test you. We've already decided the lock whispered its secrets to you, so I'm not gonna make you test for that because I don't even know if we're testing right anymore. Now I'm just card happy. So I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna give it 2 because this seems buck, and that's gonna be my system for it. Yeah. Let's see how successful it is for keeping Kegel in lick territory. It's gonna be pretty successful. The card cam, if it even can see the cards, will tell you that I got fucking nothing. It's a 2 and an ace.
Acey
The 2
doozy.
lowest.
Yeah. So, I feel like that's... I kind of feel like that's a scram if you were to start... It's a physical maneuvering, like it's a...
Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah, I mean, someone can dock me for that later, I guess, but...
2
No,
for
I'm in
scram.
charge.
And I feel like I should, use a squib.
Sick,
Okay.
dude.
You got a big mountain of them.
We have these
Delicious squid.
beautiful little skulls from Vulcan's chocolate.
So a third card.
So that's 3 cards.
You spend a squid, which gives you 3 cards.
Mhm.
Okay, sick. Please, if you'd like to beat my nothing, nothing. Please tell me what letters you got, because that's how cards
Oh
go.
no!
Oh
Wow.
dear.
Well,
Was it 3 kings?
I have an 8, but I also have a king.
You fucking beat me, but also, we're just sort of watching this, like, ethereal, thank you so much. Another king on the table, everyone. Beep. Beep.
Oh no!
We can tell who's been having a bad day, too, because yours are the only different
Yeah.
cards. Yeah, there's a deep feeling inside you that something might go wrong later, but today, right now, you've succeeded, man. Absolutely. You're on top of the cage, free as a bird,
You gotta go that way.
and the
Keep
guards
telling
don't look that way, but they do look at you and say, "Oi, get back in your cage!"
That cage? But I'm trying to tell you, you gotta go that way. Why do you want me in there?
Because it's some damn rules, he says, to the stealing people, smuggling.
Oh, they like to smuggle too, eh?
Smuggler's room.
Sounds like you've been listening to the Fae or something.
As you distract them, Kegel, now you must poll against me for your sneaky sneakies. I'm gonna give
Okay.
you. So this is water falling down because I'm losing all sense of time and space. You get an extra card for Finn helping you.
I also get 2 cards for scramming.
Sure, man.
Well, no, you pull yours.
Oh shit, you're right.
I don't even know if I want to fight you or not.
Actually, I won't give you a bonus. What I'll do is take away something from these distracted cards. So because they're distracted, I would have given you 2 for hostile and for the activity, but they are currently not looking. So I'm doing 1 card. That card is in fact shit. I want you
Okay,
to
I'll
win.
definitely do it against you. Yes.
Yeah.
And I have this many that beats you 654.
You do beat me 654.
Yay!
Okay,
So you are able to.
snugs.
Yeah. What does it look like when you sneak to this wheel?
Well, very similar to how I crawled in here. I'm going to scoot down and then sort of lay flat, like some sort of flounder fish. And I use my fingers, which are very powerful, to crawl closer.
Okay.
Just elevating myself enough.
Is the noise
Gooch
it
is
makes?
offering me emotional support. It's very good. I make it to wheel. It's pretty good wheel. And I decide I'm just gonna take nibble because we still gotta get it going.
Yeah, you can't take a big bite.
No, so we just lick the wheel around the little spokies. And it did pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the sound we make, yes. And
Come on,
and
Goblin
then,
in the audience, can we make the wheel licking sound for everyone?
Yeah.
Very good. That is what it sounds
that
like.
is exactly what it sounds like. And then all of a sudden, a horrific and painful process as I begin to turn to wood.
Is it loud?
Ah! And then it squeezes me and forms my body into an in-goblin shape. My inside split as the spokes become real, and then there I am lying on ground into some sort of fantasy skateboard, but underneath a little bit, so nobody can see it, because I'm smarter than that.
Okay, but somebody fucking heard it.
Well, it's fine, but I am a wooden
But
boy
that's
now.
done.
You snuck. Okay, because this game can't have a draw second, you did Something about Fen yelling about over there, and the guards yelling about getting down here, and the fact that you did succeed a stealth pull, because I wasn't aware you'd be screaming under a van for a fucking minute.
It's just a quick one, like a pop.
One of the guards kind of goes, "What is that?" And then the other guard's like, "No, you get down here right now!" And you guys see this horrible fucking thing happen in front of you as you're watching your new strange friend, full of mushrooms and good ideas.
Looks like Animorph book cover.
Yeah. Which you already kind of looked halfway there. So I'm not quite sure. And then you see a shining, shimmering, skated board. Next to, but it doesn't look like our traditional human skateboards, as it's made out of wagon wheels and just like a board in the middle.
Little
the smaller
ones,
wagon wheels.
I mean, because I couldn't, like, the wood. It only so much wood. Yeah.
Is there a
Back to
little,
the
is there a little
Future
gooch
3
knot on it?
skateboard.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, just like the skateboard's pristine, and then there's like little right at the end, and it opens one eye at a time, and it looks at you.
I spit a squid
I
so I
think-
can finally eat my chocolate.
I think our chariot has arrived.
So I guess now we'll wait until they're like on the wagon to drive it, and then we'll jump on the skateboard and hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be my.
Yeah, and then that. So you have a card now. Card now. I will then have. So yeah, you see this happen. Your chariot awaits, glimmering in the distance. Two little blinking eyes look at you, and a little nose adjusts, and your chariot awaits. I'm gonna have you pull to the success of it because Ben, do you? Hang on. This game's fucking chaotic. Do you
Goblins.
escape, or do you go back in the cell after they tell you to go back in the cell? As your friends are culminating this plan around you.
Is the cell on the wagon?
Yes.
Okay, big wagon.
No, it's like a little jail cell and some boxes.
So where did they come out of the alley? Where are they now?
They are currently. You can see them because you're jumping out. And you're fucking with the guys. You can see whatever happened there.
Not in the alley anymore, definitely. Right?
Yeah, and you can see these
We're,
guys
like,
are
peeking out.
approaching the skateboard because they're basically trying to grab
Good.
onto the cart and follow it
So
to
the
its
alley is empty
destination.
now that we just came out of.
You guys were kind of in like a pile of rocks that was like
But
a
there
little
was the alley
cave.
with the mushroom trail.
Yeah, like a naturally occurring alley. Yes.
Look, guys, if you go that way, you're gonna get caught by the guards. You really need to follow the mushrooms.
They look at you and they're just like, get the fuck in the cage before I hit you with my big club.
Fine.
My big, giant, big club. Look, I've been taking a fool a few times in my life. Once, when I got married, Sheila. Twice, when she took me bank account after he took her back. And thrice, when you tried to pull this, and I ain't no, you can't Sheila me thrice.
You have such a track record of making the wrong choices. Maybe you should listen to me.
That sounds like it's a tempting offer, he says as he tries to make better choices for his life. You close the door behind you and get in the cell. As you do that, they sort of lumber towards the, not a cockpit, but they lumber towards the drivey stools. And I'm glad you all paid for this quality, good word entertainment. And they climb onto the drivey stools, and I guess there's horses. No, there's these strange horse-like creatures because horses were too branded for this.
Goats.
Yeah, just some goats, but they're really big
No,
goats. Oh yeah, hang on. You see in front of the cart 2 big boars. One of them missing one tusk, the other one really just so strong looking. He's got sort of like a silver back of hair on the back of the boar, and the 2 larger goblins like the little rope things you use, reins, and you can hear the guys' pig sounds. Yeah, very good. And they start clip-clopping there. Thank you, audience. Who needs a laugh track when you've got pig sounds?
Yeah,
Really?
that's
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, pig audience.
They're pretty good at it.
They're pretty good. Oh, I'm not you. And it starts making its way. So now, after this chaotic chaos, the skateboard sits The pigs have squealed. It's starting to make its way. Snyder, we're gonna see just how effective your sick-ass move is gonna be.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna jump on the skateboard and then roll up to like the little bumper of the cart and grab hold and Marty McFly it.
Absolutely. You're gonna go. I'm gonna say, not the one for the task of just sneaking up and doing it. I think 2 for the smoothness of the ride.
Yeah.
If that is something I can add to
I can
there.
understand.
And I think because they're sufficiently distracted and the cart's already moving, I'm just going to leave it at the 2.
Okay.
I think it's kind of an easy enough task. I'm going to give them a flip. That's a 7 and a 3. So pretty high. You come up to it, there's mud flaps with goblins like in their hair in the wind. And
I'll
then
do
there's like a bumper sticker that says coexist and it's got Fae pictures on it.
I'll do a squib for another card.
Okay. Everyone's just eating chocolate now, aren't they? Hey!
Okay.
Uh-oh. Is it either really delicious chocolate or a concerning card?
It's
Or
a
both?
concerning card. So I got a 9, an ace, and a queen.
And a queen. This has happened to you a couple times so far, I think.
Yeah.
Second queen. Yeah.
So this is my second queen, or this is my first queen
For
in
this
this in
sesh,
the
yeah.
canon. And what that basically means is, in some of this task, something happens to me that makes me feel compassion.
I think it's that coexist bumper sticker.
Maybe it is.
You look at it and there's like a bunch of different face shapes inside. It's like cool. It's like a purple color. That's nice.
So yeah, it's standing there brainwashing me the entire time.
That's a bumper
It's like, is
sticker.
Alright.
Queen Titania really that bad?
Yeah, is she really that bad? I don't
Yeah,
think
the
she's
fine
that bad.
print under it says
don't think-
totally chill. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think that she's that bad. I really don't. We could coexist, I'm sure. Such a
get-
great idea.
It's a really good idea from Idea Corp. So that's, you get 1 point of thrall, which is kind of the name for that mechanic there. Just this sort of affinity for the Fae, I suppose, at this point.
It just makes it harder for me to say no to an actual member of the Fae.
Okay, so 1 point thrall. I'm never gonna read this note again. You see Snyder getting onto the skated board, which I assume is what is the version of this. Tony Hawk wouldn't be riding on this one anytime soon.
His name's
Hony Tawk, you're right. For licensing purposes. Get ready for
Hony
the
Tawk.
Hony Tawk action figure, guys. It's coming in. You see him get onto the skateboard. You see Snyder get onto the skated board. Are you joining?
Yeah, so the way I'm picturing it, like, as he jumps for the board, he's kind of, like, grabbing me under his arm and pulling me up with him.
Amazing. And how does that feel? Is that just like a fun time?
Well, I'm extremely high from the spores that
That's
are now going directly into my bloodstream.
Yeah.
So I really feel like I'm flying.
Absolutely. Yeah, winds in your hair. I think... What's your hat doing right now?
Oh, my head is in place.
Okay.
I use appropriate hairpins. Like, I
Absolutely.
don't mess around with the hats.
I'm like occasionally holding on
Having
my-
to hold on to it, yeah, one armed. But it's that buff arm from when you guys did
Yeah.
this earlier.
That's
little,
right.
little residual
Callback.
strength
Yeah,
from
as
Sergeant
you do
Sticks.
it, the power throws through each bicep. into
The
thing.
Dutch.
The Dutch bros.
I feel like I'm like I sit on the skated board like facing backwards.
Security.
Hi, security.
Hi.
Hello.
Is there an event going on here?
Yes.
There is?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Hi, security.
So I sit on the skateboard facing backwards with
So
my
you've got
legs
your
like in a
leg.
V around Snyder, and I'm just like hugging his legs, like looking through his legs behind us as we go
Absolutely.
down.
As you do that, the 5th member of your party, security, is running behind you. He's like, "What? I was supposed to be on the adventure!" And the wind's like blowing through your fucking hair.
Who is that?
He gets fired immediately. Security's such a good guy, though. And you guys make your way through the dark of the shadows. A little lantern in front of you, can hear the pigs squealing. Gooch squints into the dark and whispers to you, I guess, as a board, apropos to no one, I guess, apropos of nothing, nobody, and says, Kegel.
We must be telepathic, because when I'm bored, I cannot speak.
That's true. I'll speak. Shh, he says.
No hands or fingers.
No hands.
Telepathically, I feel-
Telepathically, he shushes you with his fingers. It's like Ghost. You guys are making clay together while you're on a board.
He says, Kegel, I hear balls. I know. It's really surprising that that's a good point. They are really weird, aren't they? And the new friends.
And then it trails off because you can't talk because you're bored. And but really, you're shredding, dog. You don't have to use words because the shred communicates for you.
Oh, I lied. I'm unable to move. I can talk to you.
You just Kegel said, Gooch is like, am I invisible? Do I not exist anymore?
No, I'm so sorry. I was just thinking about something. I do hear bars. I did hear them. Did everybody else notice? Anybody notice the piggies in the front of the cart?
Oh, you heard that too?
Some
Yes.
more news?
Some boar news.
Beep, beep, beep. Today on Boar News.
Wait,
That's
are they for the Daily Ham?
I am curious about these pigs. We must investigate further once we get to destination. I finally see why it is I've run into you. The fates have woven a tapestry of all of the events in my life leading to this point because I never left that tiny little cave I lived in till I met you guys.
I figured these piggies are going to the market.
That's
Yeah,
a
and
great
all of a
idea.
sudden you guys come through the threshold between the shadows and the other, and guess what? You were fucking right for some reason. The piggies are taking you to market.
Was that real?
Yeah.
That's funny.
The piggies are taking you to market.
What did you think they were gonna do? Go wee 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 all the way home?
No, I've already been wee-weeing. I don't have to do that at all.
You look behind you, and for some reason there's a wet line from where the skateboard has been going.
Nice trail.
Yeah.
That way I can find my way back after hanging out with you.
So as we come into the light, I start looking around to see if I can find any of the lost boys anywhere as we're going through the streets to the market.
Yeah. So you guys push through the darkness into it's like bright for like a second. You're still seeing that. Yeah. Well, you got sunglasses on, and you did wear them in the dark, so you could. I think that's the line, but in the past tense. Yeah. So you're all of a sudden you're in this bustling market, like through the shadowed area. And the cart is like hitting all these like cobblestones and ringing around and sort of throwing you around. And as you're getting thrown around, you can see a little couple of goblins running across some rooftops, kind of like hopping back and forth as they.
Here you go.
And then you see in unison they all go. And they say, "Oh, it's Finn!" And then they just like run really fast on the rooftops, and one of them, and I think it's just because I miss him so much. I know we'll meet the other one soon, but Ollie comes out.
Excellent. So I'm going to let myself out of the back, flip myself up on the roof again, and sit on the roof with the two goblins driving right here.
Yeah,
And go,
exactly.
now, really, guys, do you really think moving contraband right through the middle of the streets is a smart idea?
They like look up and they're just like, "How the fuck did you get out of the cage again? We have to talk to the locksmiths and start making openable fucking locks. We gotta seal them shut." And then one of them is gonna try to climb out of his seat as the cart's like pulled by pigs. And apparently we really need to fix the potholes in here because I'm fucking all over the place right now.
And enter Dodger, apparently, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you see Ollie and Dodger on the roofs, and they see you, like, pulling some tomfoolery, and they have a little, like, snicker with each other about it, and they're both going to, like, beautiful swans are just gonna, like, jump off one of the roofs and, like, land next to you on the cart, and, like, one of them's gonna run in, like, stumble and run into you.
Maybe Dodger's got his skateboard handy nearby.
Fuck yeah, I forgot Dodger has a sick-ass
Oh, I should have eaten that one. That's way better looking than mine.
Yeah, so Ollie jumps and lands. This is a weird.
Ollie jumps.
This one's called Shredder. Yeah, it's Shredder Never Die or whatever. And Ollie jumps off and lands right next to you, stumbles, rolls, and like hits you in the shoulder and says, "Hello, chap," and then gives you a wink.
Ollie!
And then Dodger comes down and like jumps off the roof, and he like goes far wide, and then he like brings up his little like wind board and like uses this like the mast on it to just.
This is a skateboard with a mast and a sail.
Yeah. And he grabs the little mast of it and like sort of glides down to the ground and then is like moving at pace, like does a sick fucking flip, not an ollie, and gets on it and is like, apparently it's windy as hell right now, dudes, and is like keeping pace. Yeah. Exactly. He's just vibing right next to the cart as it goes, just whoosh, and just like, and he's looking cool. He's got a little like newsy hat, and he's got like his little pants are like done up above his knees, and he's got band-aids everywhere, like on his nose and on his kneecaps and everything. Some of them have cool characters on them.
And a little Victorian coat with the tails.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and they're just in the background. Ollie sort of bumps and he says, "Hello, mate," gives you a wink and says, "What's she doing here? You always tell us the best stuff right at the right time. Is it free grabbies? Can I have some?"
Well, the grabbies are going the wrong direction. They gotta go to the back
To my house.
No, they gotta go to the back entrance to the madam.
Fuck. I can't fuck with the
But
madam.
then no, we're taking it to her.
And I can have grabbies. Just one grabby! Just one grabby! As the cart's like moving around.
Maybe.
I told you I get a rash when I work for free.
There's probably free food in it.
Okay, I mean, I love to eat. And then he just like spits in his hand and puts his hand out and he's like, "Time for a deal, oh man, oh yeah, alright, woogity, very good." And then he's just going to like, what do you want him to do while this larger goblin's coming up to get you?
We need a crew, we need to move these boxes where they're supposed to go.
Alright, should we do something about the mad bugger coming our way first? I can get the boys on it, and does like a little whistle into the distance. And then Dodger's gonna look up at you and he's just gonna say, "Want me to take him out?"
Yes!
And then he gets like a fucking big ass slingshot. And he like is aiming and he's like trying to drive the thing at the same time. And it's like going in like there's a little old lady goes, "Oh," out of the way. And so all of a sudden he's running through. And he's gonna slingshot the baddie in the eyeball. And he goes, "Oh my god!" And then we're gonna cut to you guys trailing behind. Dodger like slows down a little bit and sees you on the skateboard. He's like, "Sick ride," and then like does a little hand thing for you guys, and he doesn't know what to. You guys are like, "It's oh whatever."
Skate or die.
Yeah, oh, you know this credo. Skate or die, absolutely. And I'll never fucking die. And then he just like whips around something and like throws it forward and explodes in the side of whatever's happening. As you guys are like racing down this way, is there anything last little bit we want to do as we're making our way through the market? As these orphans start coming in droves.
I know, these
like,
orphans are now attacking. Do they look like they're pretty much going to, like we're going to, like this, like the Lost Boys, are they going to stop the, are they going to stop the carriage?
They're attempting to stop the carriage, yes.
Okay, alright.
Just with boy power.
Like, wait, we need to know where it's going, though. Because this isn't all of it. We need to know who's taking it.
Well, Dodger's right. You can tell Dodger. I mean, Dodger's your gives you the bonus, but
I thought we were supposed to make it go to the brothel.
She basically, the madam had told you that she wants whatever's happening. She wants to identify what's happening to her goods and make it stop. So she doesn't know who's messing with it yet or what's going on with it, but she wants you guys to figure that out for her. But I'm certain, beyond a fucking doubt, that if you bring Madam her shit, she would like that. Very much so.
Well,
as she loves
her shit.
Her stuff.
And we have a name that we could track down after we take the shit to her as well.
Well, I mean, they've got me prisoner, so.
Yeah.
As you're on the
So are we in the sunken market?
Yeah, you're in the sunken markets going through, and it's bustling.
Is
There's
it
all
moving
these, like,
towards the Narrows, or?
You're headed towards Burnside.
Okay.
The orphans are coming through and throwing. You guys can stop it or continue or follow it. Or these guys do know you're. At least he's there, well aware of his positioning.
Oh, I think that we should take these guys out and reclaim the goods right now.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Hey! And I'll pull very forward, and
Yeah,
and
this
I'll like
fucking sick
pull on
skateboard
this
move.
on the buggy until I'm up
Well,
to
you
the
were
top.
drafting before, so you got some speed up. Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then I'm gonna slap the driver on the knee as I go by, and I'm gonna go, "Where are you going?" And at that time, I'm going to spin a squib,
Squib.
and I'm going to steal the driver's sense of direction.
Oh, that's a good thing to steal.
I have an ability called Sticky Fingers, where I spin a squib and I steal a physical feature from a target, such as their eye color, a dog's bark, words from a book, a child's actual nose, or whatever, really. I just have to have a connection, an exchange with the target, such as slapping them on the knee.
Yeah.
And then I can basically take their sense of direction. So I know where they're going, but they don't.
And this is where we're gonna find our neat little intermission. Because what's gonna happen, audience and camera, come in. What we've done is a successful thing here, but I want to hurt people, and that's fun. So you steal the driver's sense of direction, and he starts steering the pigs into the nearest building. He's lost everything he could possibly know about directions, and the cart starts careening towards a building, and that is where we're going to end our episode today.
Oh, that was fun.
Pre-explosion! Everyone dies. The end. No. Are you recording still? Shit.
So,
Oops. No one dies. Please watch
I
us
have
more.
a solution.
No.
There's more
I have
stuff.
rope.
When you're done. I'm panicking.
2 goblins. I can tie them up and steer them.
And it's right. We have a show, and this is a show, and I know what I'm doing. Sit back down, Kegel. Thank you so much for joining us for our first episode of Goblonia. We will be posting these. We're filming them on Wednesdays, but I do believe we're trying to post them on a Wednesday schedule as well. We're filming a couple of these and then getting a few ready for you guys, so enjoy the ones that will subsequently definitely exist by the time you see this. You guys are going to have to see it live, though. Thanks for coming, and I really want to thank our live audience and our performers. Again, my name is Mars. So nice to meet you.
Round of applause.
My name is Lou. Pleasure. I'm from Nearly Normal Events. That's our connection. I said it.
I said it.
I'm Megan, playing the reporter Midge.
I'm Manny, playing Snyder.
And I'm Jeff, playing Finn.
Oh, and Kegel over here.
Oh, I don't
Sorry.
think anyone's going to remember who you're playing.
I don't know about
That's
that.
crazy. Well, anyway, thanks again for joining us. And
Oh my
everybody,
God.
thank you to our producer, Hunter, for all his favors and work.
Yes.
And yeah. And thank you so much for coming. Have a lovely whatever you're doing and whatever time of day it is.
Thank
I
you
don't want to
so
tell you when
much.
to watch shit. Please.
Can I take the suit off?